main thing. See, last class what we have discussed. So quickly, I'll just tell you. Uh, the light is a form of energy, as we all know that, and where from it appears, where from it generates. So it transforms from most of the cases from heat energy to light energy. So we can transform from electric to light directly. So conventionally, from heat to light, we get that. And now, how do we view, or how do you see the characteristics of the light? Starting with our very fundamental, if you stand in front of the mirror, so if you see your image, or if you throw some light on some object, the reflected light comes from that object to our eyes, and then only we can see that. So that way, what we have seen, if the angle of incident is just perpendicular to the surface of the reflector, so in this case what you see in the diagram, it's a mirror, then it will reflect back straight to the source. But if there is a certain angle, as you see here, then it will make the same angle. So angle of incident is this one, what we have seen in the last class. Then it will reflect back with that same angle, so that is the angle of reflection. And how do we measure that angle? We have to just do a perpendicular to the reflector. So the perpendicular means it will be the 90 degree. So now if this angle is I or theta, so normally in case of light we put I, and then angle of reflection will be I. How do we measure? We measure with the perpendicular to that surface, not from that surface, on the perpendicular. So that is the point to remember. Now when we come to say a curved surface, then we have to draw a tangent on that particular point, and from that tangent you draw the perpendicular, and same way you find that angle. So this way we have seen. So this is the simple law of reflection. So this is good for your syllabus and for your standard. And when it comes to, so there are two main properties, reflection and refraction. So reflection, as we have seen on the mirror or any kind of glass or any surface of the water, we see the light reflects. So refraction, we are giving an example of aquarium. So if you put a torch from the bottom of the aquarium, so aquarium, uh, there is a medium, water is the medium, and that is denser than the normal or air medium. So when light goes from the denser to rarer medium, always it makes an angle, it changes path. It doesn't go in a straight, the way the line of incident was there. So it makes a slight a different path, and that goes away from the angle of incident. Means this angle of incident is here, and this angle of refraction is more from denser to rarer medium. So this is something, the characteristics of the light, and that is the basic understanding of the refraction, and that coming from our daily experiences. So it is nothing new to us. If you can also experiment with a simple torch light in aquarium, or there are a lot of examples are there. So now slowly, if we move towards that, when you see that, like a glass prism, or any triangular shape or any other shape, a solid glass if you put, then due to this property of the refraction, then light falls on the surface of this particular this triangular shape object, then it changes its path, and it goes always towards the bottom of that particular prism, or this kind of triangular shape glass object, or any kind of a transparent medium. Okay, so now slowly as we move on, we will see that how light is bending when it travels from one medium to other medium, rarer to denser, denser to rarer, how it is changing its path. So this is kind of the same thing what we have discussed last time. And from there, we are coming to our concept of lenses. So lenses is nothing but a particular portion of a spherical glass. So if you consider a glass sphere, and if you cut the part of the glass sphere, then what you get this kind of shape what we have drawn last time. And there it is called a convex lens, because this outer surface is nature is like this, what you see, and it is the same concept or same convention we will use throughout our life whenever we study lenses or anything. So this is the same concept is used everywhere. And when the curvature is like this, so this is called concave curvature. So means the when the denser medium is touching the rarer medium, and its nature is a convex in nature, so that lens is called a convex lens. And there are certain things are there. See, when you are cutting this one, so it is of course part of a sphere, and sphere will have a center. So there in a lens, so there will be a center of curvature. So the center of curvature is one concept that we all have to remember, center of curvature. And the center of this particular lens, so this is the point, center of this particular lens, where it touches the rearer medium and it is the middle of the lens, so that is called the pole of the lens. So this is the pole, and this is the center of curvature. So as we move so on slowly, we have to get into another main important point, and from there we'll start our today's class. So that important point here coming, when we put a light parallel to the axis of the lens. So another thing is that axis of the lens means it is cutting the center, it is cutting the pole, and it is the straight line passing through the center and the pole. Pole means this is the center of the lens, and center of curvature means that is the center of the sphere, where from you cut the part of the glass from the spherical glass. So that is the center of curvature. Means if this is the sphere, so this is the center. And pole means, so this is P, pole means that is the center of the lens. Now if you cut this sphere into two pieces, and you cut in such a way that lens is divided into two parts, so that is the imaginary line, we are not physically cutting. So that is the imaginary line. And then this particular axis is passing through center of curvature and also passing through the pole. This axis is very important in our next class, what we are going to do it now. So another point what we have seen, the light what is parallel. So I am just putting a light ray that is parallel to this axis, and if this light falls on that lens, and due to the nature of this lens, this is a convex lens what we are considering here. This light, when it pass from, see, this is air medium, rarer medium, this is denser medium, so this is the lens, the glass denser medium. And due to the nature of the refraction, due to the law of refraction, so it will pass through a certain point. So this point is called the focus of the lens, and it will pass through this point, and it will go along this direction. Same way, if you put some light, if you put a light ray again parallel to the axis but in the opposite side, so due to the nature of this particular refraction, and from rarer to denser medium and denser to rarer medium, this will bend towards the bottom of that particular triangular shape what we have seen here. So it will make a bottom. If you see the lens, we can divide the lens into three parts. So top prism, bottom prism. That bottom prism is bottom this side, top prism bottom is this side. So light will bend towards the bottom of the prism. So same way other side light is bending towards the bottom, and it is passing through the point, the top portion of all the rays passing through this point, bottom portion of all the rays passing through the same point, and this particular point is called focus of that particular lens. So that is the focus. So many times we have discussed about, okay, you focus your torch, you focus this light on that direction, those direction. So the main point of main understanding of the focus is, so it points to a certain particular object. So when you, in our normal language, when we put that, okay, you focus on that particular object, or focus on that particular man or whoever on the stage, so means that pass through a particular point, or we highlight a particular object. Here exactly the same thing is happening. Whatever light rays are making parallel to this axis, that all the lights pass through a certain point, and that point is called the focus of that particular lens. So now we will go to our next part, how we get the formula of the length. So 3 points are very important: this center of curvature, focus of the lens, and the pole of the lens. So using these 3 points, we will draw a simple light ray diagram, and then we'll try to derive the formula, the conventional lens formula, and we'll see how it is coming. So if you understand this part, then remaining part, it's a pure geometry. I'll just come to that. So let me open a blank page. So let's draw it
So,
quickly. Yes.
so center of curvature is like the center of the imaginary sphere that the lens is part of, right? Or
Yeah, exactly. This is
so it's
the,
not on this lens. It's like
it is
somewhere
not on the
around.
lens. You are
Okay.
very right. It is not on the lens, but pole is on the lens.
Yes, sir.
Got it? Shall we move on? Any questions anytime? Stop me and ask. So that's a good point. So stop me and ask. Okay. Now, how do we get that? Our Okay. Another thing what we have discussed, that is the sign convention. So can you remember the sign convention? How do we use that sign convention, that Cartesian sign convention that we have discussed last time? Okay, so as we go ahead, we'll see that. See, always whenever we draw, so let me just touch upon this point. We have we have seen that it is coming very okay. So we have seen that uh, somewhere. Uh, One sec. So we have seen that when we draw, say this is y-axis, this is y-axis, this is x-axis. So normally, to determine some point on a particular plane surface, we need two axes, y-axis and x-axis. So now conventionally we use right hand side of this particular x-axis is positive, and y-axis top side is positive, and opposite side is negative, and this side is also negative. Okay. In case of light, we will also use the same convention. Along with that, another concept is coming. So Cartesian formula or Cartesian logic, and it is very simple. Light ray, if I put the light ray in this direction, okay, and if I measure the distance in the same direction, then it will be positive. But if the light ray, if I put the light ray in the opposite direction, opposite to my x-axis, then I'll consider this distance as negative. So this is our conventional formula, what we have seen in xy plane. But in case of light, another thing we need to remember, where from the light is coming. If the light is coming along my positive axis convention of x-axis, so then I'll consider as positive. But if my light is coming other direction, or if the light is coming this direction, but I am measuring the distance from here to here, then I'll consider this distance as negative. So as we see that, we'll clarify this particular concept when we derive this formula. Lot of time we get confused, and we put say plus minus and we get confused with that. So remember, same thing what we use on xy plane, it is the same thing, only on top of that we need to remember the direction of the light, where from the light is coming. So if it is along the light direction, we'll consider is positive. If I measure the distance from here to here, doesn't matter if I go back on the negative side of the x-axis, but it is going positive direction of the x-axis, so this distance will be positive. But if I consider the direction from opposite side, then that will be taken as negative. So so it is our convention, we will put the axis on the pole. Always you put the axis on the pole. Like here, if you draw a lens, it's a thin lens. If you draw a lens, so pole will be here. So this is the axis of the lens. Pole will be here. Now when you draw a parallel light, so light rays are coming here. Okay, so your axis, your xy axis will be touching, touching this pole. So this is your xy 0 0. So this is 0 0, x 0 y 0. This side x positive, this side y positive. Okay, now if we have to measure that, okay, this is the source of my light, this is the source, this point, let's say this is source. Okay, so now if I tell where from my light is coming, how far is the distance of the source, then this my pole is here, and if I measure this distance, let's say 10 centimeter, then using this convention, as I am measuring the distance, always I am measuring the distance from my axis 0 0 axis, and I am going negative side of the axis, and my light is coming this way, so this distance will be minus 10 centimeter. So this is the convention. So using this convention, we have to solve all the numerics and all our formula and everything, all depends or based on this convention. So you have to draw the axis keeping the pole as that center of the axis, and then you consider where from the light is coming. If it is along, then it's fine, but if you have to measure opposite way, then that will be a negative. So now let's draw the let's draw a lens. So this is a thin lens what we are drawing here, and this is the axis, and this is pole P. Okay, and we have object here. When you put a object, we will just put an arrow, because sometimes you will see, as we have seen in the pinhole camera in the last class, that the image forms inverted on the pinhole camera. Okay, so just to understand whether it is getting inverted or not, to get that understanding, we will put that arrow. Okay, so you can put arrow upside down or downside up, but put the arrow only in the one direction to understand whether image is getting inverted or image is in that same line. So now from this object, one light ray is coming parallel, and as we have discussed in the last class, or we have seen right now, it will pass through this point, and this point is called the focus, the focal point of this particular lens. And when we see this lens, so this is a very thin glass lens, and thickness is neglected compared to the distance of the object, distance of the focal point, and distance of the image where it is forming the image. So one important concept or an important part I just want to tell you here. See, in physics, lot of cases you'll see that we are neglecting certain distance. This thickness will be neglecting here, this thickness, because this is very small compared to, or this is very short compared to the distance of my object or distance of that focus or the distance of the image where it will form. Okay, so the reason is very simple. See, it is something like that. If you have say thousands or 10,000, and you have seen in our say atomic structure also, sometimes we neglect the mass of the electron compared to the mass of the proton and neutron, right? So we always consider the mass of that particular atom by considering the mass of proton and neutron. We neglect the mass of electron. So the concept somewhere we use that when it is very small or very short, we normally try to neglect, and that depends on how short and how small compared to that, and how you are calculating that. So in this case, we'll also neglect the, it is a thin, very thin lens, and therefore we'll neglect this particular thickness. But in case of bigger lens, we cannot neglect. So just remember this concept. So many places you'll see that something we are neglecting, something we are considering, but that depends on how we are comparing and what situation we are comparing. And always ask questions in this situation: why should I neglect and why should I not? So it is the same thing. You will see the same convention or same logic as I tell you in atomic structure, or in case of atomic mass, we neglect. In case of gravitational force, atomic force, we neglect certain force. So it goes so on, because based on our purpose of that understanding, based on the purpose or based on the logic, we use that logical conclusion of neglecting or considering. So there is nothing much on this one. So this ray will pass this way, and another ray, what it goes from the top of this object and passing through this one, center of this particular lens. So it will go this way, and these two rays will cut here. Okay, now what happens if I consider this point as AB? Now, as you see that, if you say put your eyes over here, if you just see these two rays, so you will see the the image is forming over here. The image is forming over here where two rays are cutting, and you will see this particular point B is forming an image. I am just giving a name B dash, and this particular A will be coming here as A dash. So this A dash B dash, and you are observing this light, or you are seeing this light from here, and you will see this particular AB is forming as A dash B dash on the other side, and this is the way this will form the image in case of convex lens. So this is a convex lens. Okay, are you with me till this point? Any questions, anything?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. Now remaining part is pure geometry, so nothing in terms of light or in understanding of the light. So light understanding is this much. Other part will be pure geometry, as we see there. So now let's say this center, as this point is P, so we can also consider that center point is also P, and this point, so this is, let me put a different color. You see here, so this is the point, and this line is parallel line. Okay, so this is not the ray direction, so this is the line I am extending. So this point, if I put A, B, or maybe this point I can put C. So PC, so this line, if I draw the green line PC, P and C, PC is equal to AB, because this is a purely rectangle. What you see on the green line, what I am doing here is clear. PC equal to AB. Okay, now here if you see that this particular line, so now green line, what I am doing, so just to make you understand about the triangle what I am considering for our calculation of that formula. So this is the angle what you see here on the green line or green color. Let's say I put this angle as theta. Now as this is the opposite angle here. So this will be also theta. Okay. So this angle and this angle are just opposite. It is the same thing. If you just draw this line, and this line is cutting, and it is making a triangle this side, it is making a triangle this side. So this angle is theta. So this angle will be also theta. Are you with me,
Yes, sir.
students? Okay. So I'm just removing this one. So we all know that this is a simple or concept of opposite angle or geometrical concept. Okay. Now, so now if this angle is theta, this angle is theta, then we know that tan theta equal to, so that perpendicular line will be a b, then that this baseline, base here it is p, it is a, so it will be a p. Means what we are doing here, this angle is theta, so this is the perpendicular line, this line. So this by this, as I told, remaining part is pure geometry, so nothing to do with light or anything. So light ray diagram is done. Now we have to come to mathematics, so we have to do simple geometry. Means this triangle, dotted triangle, and this this dotted triangle we are considering. So is it clear, or do I need to draw it in a bigger way? Okay, let me draw it. See here what we are doing here. This is my object, and this is coming here, going like this, and making like this. So this is a, this is b, this point is p. Okay, and here this is a dash, this is b dash. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Now what we are doing, ab by ap, tan theta, this angle is also theta. Okay, so this angle is theta, means so this point p a dash, and this is a dash b dash. So same way I can put tan theta equal to, so here also this is theta, maybe this one I am considering. See this and these two what I am shading. Okay, so here I have to put tan theta equal to a dash b dash by p a dash. If you consider this triangle, so this is theta, a dash b dash by, this is the base. Okay, so for this triangle this was the base. See, opposite angle is the perpendicular, opposite line is perpendicular, and this is the base. So if I put clearly here, tan theta equal to ab by ap, and same way this tan theta will be a dash b dash by p a dash. Is it clear? Yes,
Yes,
no?
sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's move on. Let me go to the next page. One sec. Let me extend, go to the next page. Okay, now what we'll do here, let us draw once again. Okay, otherwise, or okay, let me refer to this one. See here what we are doing now, our dealing will be with this one. Let's say ab by ap equals to a dash b dash by p a dash. Okay, now using this one, we got this particular relationship. Another relationship we have to draw from another triangle what is forming through focus. See here, if you see, let me draw it here. I think this is getting clumsy. Stop me if you do not understand this. This is the lens, and this is the axis. So here what we are drawing, this is that particular object. From that object light is going, passing through the focus, and again another ray is passing like this. Maybe they are right going too far, sorry. So here again it is forming the image over here. Okay, now this is a b, this is a dash, this is b dash. Okay, and this point is p, this point is p, and this point we consider as c, and this cp or pc equals to ab. So this is something same part of the rectangle. So now initially we considered this angle and this angle, and we got this formula, this particular relation. Okay, now if you consider this one, if you consider this particular triangle and this particular triangle, okay, this angle is also opposite angle, this angle and this angle. See, initially we choose this and this opposite angle. Now for this green mark, this angle and this angle is opposite. So same way you can put here again. Let's say this angle is alpha. The tan alpha will be again this perpendicular, and this base you put means PC by, and this is F, this is the focus where from this light ray is passing through, right? We have seen that this is the focus. Okay, so here you have to do this PC by PF. Okay, from this particular triangle we are getting. From another bottom triangle what we are getting, same tan alpha, because this angle alpha, this angle will be also alpha. So we are getting a dash b dash by a dash b dash by, we are getting this particular distance f a dash. Okay, now again if we equate PC by PF equal to a dash b dash by f a dash. So this is also another relation what we got from these two triangle. Okay, are you with me, or any question, any confusion? Just considering two triangles very carefully. Okay, nothing else in this particular two relations. So this is one relation what we got, and this is another relation. First we consider this triangle, and here if you see this another triangle, you consider this triangle, this one and this one we consider. Second we are considering this green shaded one, and we are getting this one. Student, please confirm me, it is okay, or you need more explanation?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay, very good. Now pa, so this is my object. So the pa or ap is my distance of the object distance. Okay, so this distance we consider as u. So if I write here AP equals to U, that is the distance of the object. Okay, and pf is small f, that is the focus. And same convention will be used everywhere, that object distance from the pole will be considered as u, and from the pole to focus, the focal point, this f, that will be considered as f, and from pole to my image means p a dash will be v. Okay, so this convention will be used everywhere. So remember this and it is already there in the book. So I'll send this class note also, or I can make a clear thing just to make you understand. I do it a different diagram, but this is the same concept will be used everywhere. Now remember one thing, when we were considering the light ray direction, when you are considering the light ray direction, so this is the light ray direction, this is the light ray direction, and my image is forming along the light ray direction, and I am measuring the distance along this axis is x axis positive direction, and this axis is y axis positive direction, but I am measuring the distance of my object, that is opposite side of that my convention of the x axis. So always I need to put my axis on the pole, and if I measure the distance opposite of my positive x axis, so then that distance will come as per the convention of the light rays and our calculation. So this distance we have to put negative, as we are considering other side of my positive x-axis, and light ray is also going towards that positive x-axis, but I am measuring other side, so that way it is coming negative. So this is the main concept, student. So after that nothing else, I'll just put the value of u f v and we'll get the formula. But try to understand this convention of the negative u. It is the same thing when we have done kinematics. We we have seen that one cricket ball is coming this direction, and somebody is hitting the ball with the bat, and it goes with the same speed in the other direction. Then change of velocity or change of momentum, what we have done, that mv, that mv minus mu, because this direction of velocity is this, and this direction of velocity is other direction. So when we do the change in velocity, mv minus mu, that we remember this particular concept. So same concept or same analogy or same understanding we are using here. So this is my axis I am drawing, and if I measure the distance opposite side, and again it is opposite to the ray of the light direction, and therefore this sign has to be negative. So I'll just take a pause and um just give you a couple of minutes to understand this one, because this is the main concept of any light ray diagram, wherever or whenever, anywhere, wherever you are doing. And you can consider the pole, other areas also. You can consider the axis not on the pole, on the other part also. But if you consider the pole, if you consider the axis on the pole, then it gets easy to measure the distance. So always two things, again and again I am telling the same thing or repeating the same thing. Consider your axis on the pole and measure the distance from the pole. Keep in mind the direction of the light. If you are measuring opposite through the direction of the light, put the negative sign. And that's all the convention. Nothing to remember, any formula, anything. Simple logic, where you put your axis on the pole and how you measure the distance from the pole. It is going opposite to the light ray, yes, then put negative. That's all. Clear? Student, it is clear or any confusion?
It's clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Very good. Okay. Now, again, we'll go to our same geometrical two formulas. See, from this first equation, and from the second equation, what we see? This P, PC equals to AB, PC equals to AB. I told you before, so same thing. I am telling you once again. Okay. So you put, instead of PC, you put AB because that is the size of the object. So it is AB by PF equals to, so here I am just replacing PC by AB. It is coming A dash B dash by F A dash. Okay. Now, if you put A dash B dash this side, so it is coming AB by A dash B dash equal to, it is coming PF by F A dash. Got it? So I am just putting A dash B dash bottom here because this is object by image. This is object by image. Okay. And here it is coming PF by F A dash. Okay. Let us go here. From the above equation, what you see, AB by AP equal to A dash B dash by PA dash. So here you just put AB by A dash B dash, means I am putting this one here, and it will come AP by P A dash. So here it is just again object by image. So object by image, object by image. So from these two equation, if you see these two equation, so I can equate this one with this one. Okay. So I can equate this one with this one, means I can put PF by F A dash equal to AP by P A dash. Clear? Yes, no, or need explanation?
So
Students?
could you just repeat this derivation part?
Yeah. I'll do it once again. See, just see, this one is clear, right? AB by AP equal
Yes,
to A
sir.
dash B dash by P A dash. Got it? And this part is also clear. PC by PF equal to A dash B dash by F A dash. This is
Yes, sir.
PC.
It's clear.
Clear? Okay.
Yeah.
So what I am doing, see, PC is replaced by AB. Why? This is PC. Sorry. So this is PC. This one. So this one is PC. This is replaced by AB. So PC is replaced by AB means I am getting AB by PF. So instead of PC, I am just putting AB. So it is AB by PF is coming A dash B dash by F A dash. This one. Got this point? From this to this I am coming.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay. Now what I am doing, I am putting this A dash B dash on left hand side of the equation and putting PF on the other side. So AB by A dash B dash is coming PF by AF A dash. This one. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on to this point for this one. And from another equation, we already have AB and we already have A dash B dash. So this is object, this is image. So I am also putting object by image. So from this particular equation, I am coming here and doing this one. AB by A dash B dash equals to AP, this one. You see, AP by P A dash, this one. AP by P A dash.
Okay. Yes,
Not
sir.
is a simple geometry. You do on your own. You don't have to mug up or don't have to remember anything. Okay, so I am also not remembering. I am doing as I am talking to you. Okay, so now this is AB by A dash B dash is coming this, and again AB by A dash B dash is coming this, PF by F A dash. So PF by F A dash, this one I put here, and AP by P A dash I put here. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So now we have to just, this is the ultimate result or the formula, we got it. Now you just put the value of PF, FA, AP, all this. If you remember here, yeah. So if you remember here, PF, again let us draw once again, otherwise you'll get confused here. Every time if you draw it, so it will be very easy for you. This is A. I'm just drawing just for sake of your understanding, but you refer to the above drawing. See, this is F. Now I'm not drawing that geometry, and this is your A dash. So this is object and your image is forming here. This is B dash. Got it? So this is the point P. So what we have told, this is the axis, x axis, this is y axis. This distance is u, as it is opposite side, we have told it should be minus. My light ray is going that direction and I am measuring opposite direction, and my axis is on the pole. So A P equal to minus u. Clear? PF, this distance, PF equals to small f, that is the focal point or the focus of this particular lens. So this ray is going and going this way. Okay, and image is forming at point A dash, and where from I will measure? From the pole. P A dash equals to V. Okay, so I am putting value of AP, value of PF, value of P A dash. P A dash where image is forming, V. AP where my object is, minus U because other side of the axis. PF focus, same side of the axis, also on the direction of my light ray. Light ray direction is this. So this is positive F, this is positive V, but this is negative U, as it is other side as per the convention of our axis. We have to put minus. Clear? So from the
Yes,
above
sir.
equation, any question? Students, clear, or stop me if you, because the way I am deriving, you do on your own, and then you don't have to mug up. You'll remember throughout your life. I also remember throughout my life. So you don't have to mug up, or you don't have to remember these. Just, we all know that opposite angle, we all know parallel axis, we all know parallel lines. Only concept is xy axis, other side, and the convention. That is the new thing what we are learning. and use your same thing, same logic, same understanding of geometry, and that's all. So pf is f, pf is f. So I'm just putting here, so f by, then f a dash, f a dash, can you tell me f a dash will be how much? F a
V
dash,
minus F.
very good, v minus f, excellent. So f a dash will be v minus f. ap, ap we all know, minus u, ap minus u other side, and p a dash, p a dash will be v. Clear? Just check the sign convention or where from you are minusing what, and then you will be done. Is it clear, student?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just, and now it is up to you how you solve this geometry, or sorry, how you solve this particular algebra. So this is the equation you got. To me, I'll just do upside down, means I'll just put this way, say v minus f by f, I'll put, and I'll put minus here, and v by u. Okay, now I'll do v by f minus 1, f by f 1, and it will be minus v by u. Okay, now you divide by v, just multiply both side by 1 by v, or divide by v. So what you get? 1 by f minus 1 by v equals to minus 1 by u. Okay, just shuffle here and there. 1 by f equals to 1 by v minus 1 by u, and this is our famous lens formula. Okay, don't do too much multiplication here there, you will get confused. So just put upside down and then divide by v on both side, and you will get this particular equation. So 1 by f equals to 1 by v minus 1 by u. So this is the focal point on the focus. This is our image length, image distance, not image length, distance of the image. Where from the distance? From the pole. Focus means where it is, from the pole. And this is the distance of the object. Where from we are measuring the distance? From the pole. And pole is on the lens, on the middle of the lens, that is the pole. And this is the famous formula. Now you can do lot of numericals, lot of things using this formula, and remember this convention. Sometimes they'll put the light from this side, that side, or other side, but I took time to derive just to explain you, just to show you, because see, this derivation and everything is there in the book or everywhere. I need not to explain, but why I tell you, just for that convention, just for the concept and understanding how we are doing and what we are doing and where we are choosing the axis on the pole. So this is P on the pole we are choosing. So for your syllabus, for your purpose, this is good enough. Now you have to do numericals. You go to our Konar classes page, Konar classes portal, and choose practice test and do lot of practice, and you'll get that concept. And with this, I'll just take a pause. I'll just request you to understand, get the concept, get complete picture, and then ask question if you have any doubt, any clarification. Okay, I have done so many things just to make you understand, but it is not that busy stuff. It is very simple, straightforward stuff two triangles you need to consider: this triangle, and this triangle. That's all. And then you have to just remove the object and the image length. Remove object and the image length and replace by your simple geometrical convention, and then you'll arrive to this particular equation. Okay, so do on your own. I'll encourage you to do on your own. If you get stuck, refer to class note and again do on your own, and then it will be clear. Once you do on your own for one time, two times, then it will be clear, and you will have that ability to solve a lot of numericals. So I'll just stop here. Ujjwal sir, are you here?
Yes.
Okay. So now I request them to go to corner classes, and maybe they can solve some numericals from the practice test, and then they can do, not now, but maybe that will be kind of home task for them. So that way.
Absolutely. So the best way to do is that there are DPPs, daily practice problems. So those I'll guide them how to get these relevant questions, and then solve those. Actually, if you give me couple of minutes, so I can show them. You can.
Yeah,
In
I'll
fact,
stop sharing.
In fact,
Yeah.
you can. Okay, you can stop sharing. Then I can start sharing, and I can show exactly from where you can get all this. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So this is a generic concept which is applicable to both class 9 and 10 standard students. So 9 standard students is not having as long as the CBSE board is concerned, but we strongly believe that mirror, plane mirror, spherical mirror, and lens, these concepts are fundamentals, and it has to be learned from 9th standard only. So I'm going to show you that how. Could you please confirm that you are able to view the screen? Not yet?
Yes, sir.
Able to view it. Great. So you can log in. If you log in with your individual login ID, so that you can get it. So you can go to the Write Online Exam, and you can look into that light reflection. So this kind of question, suppose I go to 3 and write test. So you'll get these questions. Okay, so I will suggest that answer these questions and make your understanding proper. In fact, we can have a class after a week once you solve a few problems like this. Okay, so that's all. With this, we would like to conclude the class for today, unless you have any specific questions. Okay, all right then. Thank you very much. Okay, Shumant, so we can conclude.
Yeah. No, yeah. Thank you. So we'll meet in the next class next time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.